songs. How like being poets at an arcade, soaking moonlit falls on broken past inundated orb that we call home. And it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and the quarterback situation in Knoxville just got a whole lot more interesting. We're going to talk about it. We're going to look at this competition. We're going to look at the latest news. But first and foremost, as always, guys, please go ahead and smash that like button. It's just below the video. It takes you 2 seconds, but it benefits us in a huge way, and we would greatly appreciate it. Just press that little thumbs up just below the video. Also, make sure you go ahead and click subscribe and click that little bell for notifications so you don't miss out when we drop new content or decide to go live. But let's get straight into this thing. Here is the news. It is now official. Michigan transfer quarterback commits to the Vols. So let's take a look at the article from 24/7 Sports. And that's Michigan transfer quarterback Joe Milton publicly announced his commitment to Tennessee on social media on Monday, just after the Vols ended spring practice with the orange and white game. The addition of the former starter for the Wolverines has been expected since his name showed up in the university's online student directory as having been admitted to Tennessee for summer classes. Milton is the second transfer quarterback the Vols have added this offseason, but he's the first quarterback brought into the program by first-year head coach Josh Heupel. That is a very key point to this whole thing. And I know the quarterback controversy, it brings out the best in the comment section. Some people get very fired up. It's like you guys get committed to one guy, whether it's Harrison Bailey or Hendon Hooker, or some of you are riding this Caden Salter train, even though he hasn't participated in a single practice. What we have to keep in mind here as we move forward into the fall, as this quarterback competition develops, this is Josh Heupel's guy. Hendon Hooker committed when nobody was even in the office in Knoxville. He just saw an opportunity to play, commits to Tennessee. But Joe Milton is a guy that Josh Heupel went out and handpicked. So it's going to be interesting to see how this competition plays out. Yes, Harrison Bailey looked great during the orange and white game. But again, Josh Heupel, this is his guy. How does that impact the quarterback competition as we go through fall practice? The article goes on to say that Milton has been in Knoxville for a while, but didn't announce his commitment to Tennessee until after spring practice. He spent 3 seasons at Michigan, entered the portal in February. Milton will immediately be eligible for 2021 as a graduate transfer, and he has 3 years of eligibility. That's another thing we have to keep in mind here. Look, 5 scholarship quarterbacks, somebody's going to check out. Somebody is leaving. I don't know who. That's where I don't know where this thing is going to go, because for a while it seemed like Harrison Bailey was at the back of the bunch. It just did. And we're going by news reports and what we see. And yes, it's all limited, but everything coming out looked like Hendon Hooker was the guy. Brian Maurer had a chance, and Harrison Bailey was bringing up the rear. Then we come out to the orange and white game, and Harrison Bailey looks like an absolute baller. Absolute baller. So I don't know how this quarterback room is going to look once we get to fall practice. It is going to be interesting. The article goes on to say the Vols have had a 3-way battle at quarterback this spring. Sophomores Brian Maurer and Harrison Bailey, and Virginia Tech graduate transfer Hendon Hooker. It goes on to talk about Caden Salter. His potential, man. Caden Salter has all the potential in the world. Talks about, 2021 top 50 recruit, number 3 dual threat quarterback in his class, according to 24/7 Sports. But again, Caden Salter just took himself out of the equation by not going through spring. It is what it is. Look at Harrison Bailey last year. And again, I know different coaching staff, different circumstances, but COVID took out spring practice. And then all we hear in the fall is that Harrison Bailey isn't ready. And I know, take what Cornbread says like a grain of salt. It is what it is. But it's hard to come in as a freshman and start day one in the SEC but it's even harder when you don't go through spring practice. Let's talk a little bit about who Joe Milton is. It says 6'5", 243, just an absolute monster. 4-star prospect coming out of Olympia High School in Orlando in 2018 when he signed with Michigan as the number 204 overall player, number 9 ranked pro-style quarterback. Spent 3 seasons with Michigan, appeared in 4 games in 2018-19, and then he won the starting job going into 2020. Started 5 of Michigan's 6 games last season. You know, coming out of high school, everything you hear about this kid is his arm strength and his potential. So when he was at Michigan for 3 seasons, yeah, he got to start in 2020. Why is he leaving? What is the problem with Joe Milton? Why is he leaving? What is the deal? Because we hear about athletic ability and potential. But for a guy that's been in college for 3 years to be talking about his potential, there's obviously a lack of development there. Can Josh Heupel develop Joe Milton and have him live up to the expectations? Look, when you go back and look at the rankings, if Joe Milton had committed to Tennessee coming out of high school, we would have been excited. 4-star prospect out of Florida, 6'5", 243, big kid, all the athletic potential in the world. Don't tell me we wouldn't have been excited about Joe Milton committing to Tennessee. So just because you're pulling for Harrison Bailey or you're pulling for Caden Salter, it's concerning because why is Josh Heupel going out and getting a guy? Why do you have 5 scholarship quarterbacks? But as far as Joe Milton himself, he has all the potential in the world. I was actually listening to Swain this morning, and he was talking about Joe Milton, and he thinks Joe Milton, this was before the commitment actually came out. Swain was saying he thinks that Joe Milton is going to be the starter when fall rolls back around because he has all the tools in the toolbox that you need to compete in the SEC. But something is missing. Why is he transferring? Is it development? Is it a lack of quarterback development? And a lot of people, when I made the video, you know, when the rumors were starting to swirl around about Milton coming to Tennessee, a lot of people just said, look at the quarterback development in Michigan. It's been lacking. It's been lacking. So maybe Josh Heupel, quarterback whisperer, can get Milton going in the right direction. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Where do you think Joe Milton fits into this quarterback competition? I said just a week ago that it was concerning that Josh Heupel was going out and getting a quarterback. It still is. It still is. And some of that concern was Harrison Bailey. Where is he at? Now the concern shifts a little, and it's just on a case-by-case basis. We can't look at Hendon Hooker's performance in the orange and white game and just write him off. We can't write him off and say that he'll never have an opportunity. You're talking about one day. You're talking about one day after 15 spring practices. That's not what Hendon Hooker is going to live off of. He's going to continue to work. He's going to continue to have an opportunity to start for this football team. I try to dial down the expectations when some of you guys, I know how this channel works. I knew as soon as Harrison Bailey did what he did during the orange and white, and I'm glad Harrison Bailey looked great. I would love nothing more. We got to remember it's one game. It's one game. It's a spring game where the defense is vanilla. You're missing a lot of key contributors on the defensive side of the ball. 2 of the big plays that Harrison Bailey had were blown coverages, but he still put the money on the mark. Been a while since we've seen that. But we can't put all of our eggs into this orange and white game basket and just say that Harrison Bailey's the savior. It's going to be interesting when fall rolls around. This quarterback competition, as Josh Heupel said after the orange and white game, this quarterback competition is wide open. Wide open. But it's official now, guys. It is official. Joe Milton commits to Tennessee, enrolling in summer classes. Should be a participant this fall. Should be right in the mix. Right in the mix. Like I said, guys, leave me a comment. Just wanted to throw out the quick video, let you guys know it is official. Where are you guys at? Where are you guys at on this thing? I know I'm going to get a lot of Harrison Bailey love, and that's fine. I hope Harrison Bailey becomes the next Peyton Manning. I would love nothing more. But I wouldn't be mad if Joe Milton became the next Peyton Manning either. I just want to win. That's it. That's going to wrap it up for this video. If you have not done so yet, please do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. My name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.